Was this the first time for you watching a Tatar film?
Yes.
My role here will probably be translating for you all. So who understands English? Does everyone speak English here? Or can you guys put your hands up if you understand me right now? Okay, so we need to have a discussion now with the director of the film. So I guess we'll stick to English mostly, right? Tatarcha сөйлешкәндәр ничек шымында? Siz tileseniz Tatarcha da biraz biz tercüme ederiz. I will translate from the languages that most of you don't understand. По-русски мы тоже можем говорить. Кто говорит по-русски? Ага. Можете тоже называть на русском, я буду переводить тогда на английский. Wenn ihr auf Deutsch eine Frage stellen möchtet, dann kann ich auch vielleicht ins Deutsche übersetzen, aber ja, ich versuche mein Bestes. Türkçe'de sorular sorabilirsiniz isterseniz ama
Мен Байбулатқа сылтаманы жібердім. Я отправила ссылку режиссеру. Телеграмда пришло. I've sent the link to the director. He's going to join soon. I'll probably speak English because we must choose one language, and probably English will be that language. So we were both from Kazan. We just lived there for a while. Baybulat, the director, is a very good friend. He was so kind to give us the movie to show it just for free, and we're really happy. And actually, the main character, the Babai, the granddad, is his father. Republic Batulla. Batulla is actually a legend. I think in the Tatar.
He's a writer, he's a well-known person in Tatarstan and in Russia, I guess, too, in the Tatar communities. So, yeah, he's a famous writer himself. And an actor now.
Please, I'll tell more about his being an actor. Please have some tea as well. Tea is there, I prepared it, and please have some. Republic Batulla, he actually started as a theatre director. But then he's a writer as well, etc. So being an actor is not really a new thing to him. The second actress, Rosa Khairulina, maybe you know her. She's also quite a famous actress in Russia mostly, but she's from Kazan as well. The story was that maybe you can check if the story was that Baybulat first wrote to Rosa and said like, we really need to, I really want you to play this movie, etc., etc., etc. And then she was like, who is playing the Babai, the grandfather? I don't know yet, said Bulat, something like that. And then she said, do you know this Republic Batulla? Is he still alive? I saw him in this play in Kazan. Is he still alive? Baybulat, yeah, actually he's still alive, it's my father. And then they met, they knew each other, and yeah, they talked him to play in this movie. And I think it was a match made in heaven. So as Ilham, the little boy, I think it was.
Yeah, the boy is speaking Russian, as you might have noticed, which is quite a typical situation nowadays in Tatarstan, where little children tend to speak more Russian if they're from big cities like Kazan, the capital city, because Russian is dominating, even though we have two state languages, Tatar and Russian. And yeah, that depicts a typical situation when a grandchild comes from the city to the Tatar village. Everyone speaks Tatar around him, but he keeps speaking Russian. It's like a little linguistic fact for you. Other fun facts were there are a lot of symbols in this film, actually. For those of you who haven't been in Tatarstan or haven't been exposed to Tatar culture or history, there's a lot of like symbolism in the numbers that they use in the film. For example, 1552 was the price for the ice cream that they bought. A lot of ice cream, if you remember, at the beginning, because the boy won the game, right? And 1552 is the year when Kazan was captured by Ivan the Terrible. Since then, Tatars haven't had their own state. We lost our state, and since then we've been under Russian rule. So that was one of the symbols, for example, and there are a few more symbols like that in the film. So it's also interesting that if you are exposed to Tatar culture, or if you have a Tatar background, then you know more about all those Easter eggs hidden in the film.
Also, another Easter egg is this the way they're bringing the child in the end. Also, it's a bit of a side topic, but you probably all understood that his parents have died, and first they haven't showed their funerals, but they showed the shadow of the funerals. That's how they hold the coffins in Tatar Muslim funerals. And then the way they hold the coffins, that same way they hold the baby, the child in the end, actually. The end, it was one candle on the cake, which I kind of felt that these grandparents, they have a baby. They celebrate 1 year the baby, so kind of funeral and then a new beginning, a new life. And also, have you noticed that there were a lot of non-professional actors? Have you noticed that?
Was it noticeable from their acting?
Yeah.
No.
A lot of people from this village where the movie was shot, they actually took part in the show.
It was very natural, I think. There was also a friend of mine who was one of the secondary characters, Niaz, the guy who won the game, and he was supposed to create a cafe in the village, right? He was coming up with all those recipes and stuff. His name is Niaz. He's a friend of mine with whom we make music. He's just a regular guy who works in the village where he comes from, and he became an actor. And we make music together, which I will play later tonight. Just a fun fact.
And the very first screening of the Munich movie was for the village. So the very first screening was not on the festival, but...
Hello, Baybulat. How are you?
İşitəsən bizə?
Hello, hello.
How are you, my friend?
I think it's
Hello, very good, very good. And what about you?
Hey, what's up? Can you hear us? Can you see us? Salam, salam, salam. Mikhail'lerin başlayın, Baybulat Batulla tuttuk. Rahimi, hoş geldin.
Sizni. Salam barınızga da. Hello.
Baybulat, men bugün tercüme ederim, sen qaysi tilda söyleyeceksin ekan?
Men ana tilimda söylerge taqdim.
Yaxshi. So we suggest that you guys ask questions if you've had any thoughts during watching the film. If you have any questions, please feel free. You can come up to the microphone maybe and ask the question to Baybulat. Baybulat, sen English anlıyorsan bir sana tercüme edip durmasan da olur, hiç öyle bilmiyorum.
Ну, мен дедер ничекелеклерine belkim сұрармын.
Сұрарсың ya өзің алайса?
Да, Булат говорит, что там спрашивает, говоришь ли ты на английском, и Байбулат, конечно, говорит не на русском, не на английском, не на татарском, поэтому вы можете на любом языке задавать вопрос. Байбулат speaks Tatar, English, and Russian. Come here.
But level of English is not very high.
I don't know if you can see me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi. My name is Galima. Yeah, I'm Tatar as well, but unfortunately, I can understand Tatar because my mom and my grandparents spoke Tatar, but my dad didn't speak Tatar. So, and I'm the child of the 80s. I went to Russian school, university. So. Yeah, but I understand everything. And I just wanted to ask you a question. How did you come up with the idea of making a film like that in a small Tatar village? Because this is very unusual. To be honest, I'm a big film buff. I really like movies, but I have very little knowledge of Tatar cinema. But like I watch some Russian movies, of course, and it's very unusual that, or not very common that movies like that are made in small villages. So how did you come up with the idea of filming something like that in a small village? because they told us that there was no internet, it was not easy to make.
Tercüme gerek mi yok mu? Anladın başına?
Anladım. Kıbık. Dürüsüngün aytkanda, Tatarcha jawab bilimmi, nechta biz emgama.
Мен ürünçlep tercüme ete alam sana ağır bolsa İngilizce aytırga.
To be honest, let's try to speak English. If I will speak not clear, sorry, I would like to say sorry. So, to be honest, almost every Tatar movie shot in villages, and it is really so a very common situation and not unusual, and that's why it was not so good for me. But I don't know, unfortunately, or how to say. So our culture is really close to village style of living, and in general, Tatar culture, how to say. The basic of Tatar culture is in villages now, and so in big cities there is not so a lot of Tatar cultures. I don't know how to say smells.
Tatar ise yok betasın giren şehirde.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there is not a big urban Tatar culture is the point that Baybulat's trying to make. But I would say myself that it's growing, that there is more of urban Tatar culture now, that there's more of indie music in music or in culture in general, I would say.
Yeah, so how the idea comes up, filmmakers usually 20 hours per, I don't know, every hour, every time we try to find story. So, and there is one clue to make film, to create film which based on games. And I figure out that there is a game of my childhood called Wishbone or Yәдәç, and I thought that it is a good way to create a story to make about two guys, two boring cops in boring gray city somewhere. And I thought that one of these guys married, and his wife gave him chicken for his dinner. And when they are sitting and eating this dinner or lunch, one of them found this bone and asked, "Do you know this game?" And he said, "Oh yes, I know." And they start playing and trying to realize their dreams with this game, and all this city becomes colorful. But then the story didn't burn. I don't know how to say. And
It wasn't realized, yeah.
Wasn't realized. So and then we decided to create the other way. So there should be some tragic thing. If there is no tragic thing, it's really not hard to believe that all city or all village can play this game. And that's why we ask ourselves what kind of story it could be. It could be really my personal story, so personal and something unique. And I thought that the story of Tatar village is a little bit unique for some people, and it is my personal thing. And the first movie should be really personal. So that's why, and which the personal thing and something about childhood. If there is a tragedy about parents who died, it could be about grandfather and grandmother, and so that's why so the location is in Tatar village because it is my childhood. Oh, it's I guess I answered very long and boring. Isn't it? Say anything. Is it interesting or no?
We love it. Your English is very good. Thank you.
Baybulat, everything is good. Thank you. We understand you.
Яхшы да бик яхшы җавап булды, рәхмәт булды. Байбулат. Карам, син булды.
Eine Frage. Может быть, на
Рәхмәт.
Кешеләр монда бик шатлар синең җавабыңны.
Да, срок.
Давайте свет включим,
Шуңа
чтобы
сорау
он
Байбулат,
нас
сиңа
видел.
хәзер.
Может быть, стоит включить свет, чтобы...
Yeah, let's show you.
Сиңа кешеләрне күрсәтер өчен утны кушарга тәкъдим итәләр монда залда. Минем камера начар, гафу. Шулай килеп чыкты.
İlk motorlar sesi.
Окей. Бер сорау бар сиңа.
Hello, Kazan. Hello, Kazan. Barbara, I was lucky to be in Kazan once when the Football World Cup was played in Germany. Germany was extinguished, exited from the tournament in Kazan. But I really enjoyed Kazan 3 days, and I was wondering if the famous cake making of the men features in any kind of symbol in the movie. Because men are supposed to make a special cake in the country, and it's only made by men. With very special boxes were sold. And the other question is whereabouts the village in relation to culture?
Беренче сорау аңладыңмы син барсында?
Yok ayda seni anlatmıyor.
So, about the cake again. Could you repeat that again, please?
Yes. When I was in Kazan, I was
Wasn't that
reading
one
about boxes of special cakes made only by men.
Иртәргә ясаган торт булган ниндидер әҗәләр күргән икән. Һәм берне сатып алдым ди, һәм ул тәне булмады ди. Синең фикерең моның турында анда теге торт булды шунда ахырда ул шуңа сорый яктысы.
Андый торт бармы әллә ир-атлар гына пешерә торган? I think it was just PR. There was no cake.
Син Байбулат кулинар бар бит инде, сөйләш онтында.
Anyway, it's not important. It's not
To be
important. It's not important.
To be honest, I don't know anything about men's cake. Yeah,
Сорау
but it is
Казаннан.
interesting. I think we should research this question. Where did you buy it? In Bauman Street or where?
No, I don't know. Remember.
In the city center.
Uh-huh.
It was in the old part of Kazan.
So maybe it was scam, something like that.
Sorry, it's too long ago. It's 6 years ago. The other question was how far away from Kazan is the village, or which area is it? Is it in relation to the river as well, to the Volga? Is it the Volga? Yeah.
Is it far from? So it the village about 1.5 hour by car. Not so far, but not so close. There is no especially in that village. There was no phone connection. There was Wi-Fi in some of houses, but there wasn't phone connection. So that was like very interesting experience. And there was how to say, I don't know, telefonlar telegraph.
Telegraph, I guess.
Just a public phone. There was one public phone.
Yeah, there was public, and our producer like called some extra situations. Yeah, actually.
That's an old technology, Tatar technology.
Yeah, it is like a little bit weird when you have you can fly to the moon. We have smartphones, but at that village.
I guess the question was also related to the fact that it's only 1.5 hours from Kazan,
Yes.
and it's already such a rural Tatar village.
Big difference.
Which is, yeah, it's a big difference.
Like Munich and Oxford.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think
Usually,
I think the
bir
difference.
saat barasın şunday avul.
Yeah.
İnternetsiz.
Yok, anda mene internet de var ide gene. Hem şu vakitte internet de yok. Telefon.
Thank
Budur
you.
gibi. Seyir.
Congratulations.
Kutlayayım değil, Alman apası.
Oy big rahmet.
Alman şey, Alman şey.
Big danke.
Now we have a problem. Ich kann gut Deutsch, я говорю по-русски, but
Oh.
nicht
Ich kann übersetzen. Sind
по-татарски.
Professor? Можешь на
Я
русском
могу
перевести?
по-русски спросить?
Спросить, как
У
удобно.
меня два
Просто
вопроса. Один такой технический. Если вы можете ответить, если можно об этом говорить, мне вот правда интересно, поддерживают ли режиссеров, которые снимают такие региональные истории на государственном уровне финансирование, или это больше финансирование Татарстана или спонсоры, кто хочет развивать культуру, поддерживать, точнее сохранять язык?
I'll translate first, if that's okay. Are these films funded by the state, or is it like a special project that like funds projects that try to preserve the language? That's the question, right?
The question was who is also financing the movie. Is it mostly from the Republic of Tatarstan or is it mostly from the Russian Federation? Because it's a little bit unusual for us who are from Tatarstan that a movie about rural Tatar village is shown all over the country. So basically, who gave the money?
So this is a really unusual case. Usually, if you have a script, you can go to a government and ask. You can teach your story, and Tatarstan government gave a little bit money. You can get there, but it's really not enough for making big films. But you can go to Moscow's pitching and get some money there, and it is enough, but not so big, but enough. So usually it is they can give to filmmakers who makes their first movies, and so there are a few ways to find money. But in our case, it is independent movie. There is a Bosphor Picture Studio in Moscow, and this is the first movie which they developed. And we know each other for a long time, and we made a short movie about big ass in yard. And,
There is a film about a bottom there's a big bottom.
But
A butt, yeah.
so Batulin shoot a movie about Bat. They wanted to make their first feature film, and that's why we had relationships. And so the general producer Ivan Yakovenko asked me, "Would you like to make your first feature film?" And I said, "Yes, of course." And we tried it. We made it for not big budget. It is really, I would say, not expensive movie. It is about $500,000, I guess, something like this. So it is so cheap for Russia.
Рубль му или доллар?
No, dollar. 35 milyon sunna dollar rakmışım. Parada mıydı?
Okay.
Şu an mı?
Okay.
No, it is in a film industry. It's very cheap.
Yeah, very cheap and independent. So that's why it is unusual case. So in general, average filmmakers try to find money in. So there is two ways.
The government, the government.
So all of them, in general, all of them government money. So that's why you cannot be very free. You cannot have a big freedom, or you have to make some movies about some theme, about some plot, about. For example, now it is really easy to find money for traditional family.
I see. So basically, if you get the money from the government, you have to do what they ask, basically, according to the I don't know, the politics of the whole country.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why the movie is independent. Well, Baybulat wanted to be independent from all of this.
Any other questions? Audience? Manda internet terus na dia compliment boy.
Я буду краткой. Мне фильм очень понравился. Вы очень талантливые. Снимайте еще. Большое вам спасибо.
Я просто переведу.
Okay.
No, I really like the movie. You are very talented. Please make more movies. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Arsenada. Kesin mikrofon, kesin mi?
Yok. Rahmet kinoşu. Lakin sonra İngilizce. How is it? Is it easy or how difficult or how easy it is to mix comedy with a tragedy?
İkisinde bir yolu koşarlar.
It is interesting question. So I don't know the answer. I don't know. I think it is easy but hard.
Rusça da Tatarça da cevap veremezsin.
İn bilmem. I don't know.
Anlarsın aydırsın tabii.
Қалайса ойлап қара. Бик яхшы сұрақ.
Дұрысын айтканда бұл біразгina шундай деги бір жақтан қарасаң жеңіл айбар, чөнки фонда ниндейдир трагедия болса, шул трагедияға ой, білмеймін, жоқ, жауап жоқ. Мен ойлармын I don't know.
Answer.
Sorry.
He started to say that actually on one side it's easier when you have a tragedy in the movie, but then he stopped and was like, no, I don't have an answer.
Daha bir soru.
У меня есть еще один вопрос по содержанию. Но для начала я хотела бы тоже поблагодарить, сказать спасибо. Это, к моему стыду, первый фильм на татарском, который я видела. Я сама татарка, по-татарски не говорю. Родители по-русски дома говорили, но они знают, понимают, использовали это просто как секретный язык, чтобы мы ничего не понимали, дети. Я, конечно, всем отправлю, всем посоветую. По содержанию у меня вопрос о последней части фильма, там, где Бабай спрашивает Аби, хочет ли она свадьбу. Я в этот момент подумала, что она принимает решение под давлением, что на самом-то деле она не хочет. Она сказала, я не хочу с тобой жить. Много раз она это повторила, но так как там был представитель системы, как она называется, соцработник, она приняла это решение под давлением, чтобы мальчик остался с ними.
İnternete cevabını uydurabilir mi?